Well, hello there, family. I didn't see you there. And welcome back to another edition of Midweek Moment with the Crenshaws.
Come on, tell them, baby.
I am your host, Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the absolute best part of my day.
Let them know, baby. Let them know.
The apple of all my eyes.
All of them.
The wind beneath my wings.
All the wings.
The rib that truly completes me.
It's me.
The alley to my Daniel.
And don't do that.
Don't do what?
Alley to Daniel. Okay, hold
Come
on.
on. Come on. You got this, dog. Come on. Sweep the leg.
Who the what?
Body. Put him in a body bag. You got this, dog. Come on. Come on.
Baby, what we talking about?
Cobra Kai.
Oh, you gonna do this now?
Come on.
I don't know Cobra. Okay, now
Mr.
I know
Miyagi
Cobra
wax.
Kai. Okay, Cobra Kai.
Not Cobra.
Cobra.
There's an R in that word. Cobra Kai.
I only know because it's a TV show now, so we
Okay,
must be talking
right,
about,
but it comes from something else, though.
Wait, Karate Kid.
Girl,
you see me.
I'm gonna marry you again. I'm gonna marry you once again.
Not for that, bro.
You gonna tell people your name?
Oh, wait, hey, what's going on,
family? You gonna introduce yourself?
Because the trivia.
That's not trivia. That should be common knowledge.
No, that's not common knowledge for everybody.
I'm telling you, you're an alien. I'm convinced.
Hater.
I'm convinced.
I'm trying to tell the people.
The mothership is coming for you. I'm convinced.
You're not going.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
You're not going. What's going on, family? What is going on, guys? I am Angela Crenshaw, guys.
That's my wife, family.
What is going on?
Family, that is my wife.
I am. What's up, baby?
What up, baby?
Come on. House Cleep.
House who?
House Cleep.
House Cleep?
We got a show for them.
Yeah, we do. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
I forgot I was going to housekeep. What I normally say? Oh, yeah. I tell the people, thank you. Family, thank you for being here.
We start with that. We're thankful.
Family, we're thankful.
Yes, we are.
I'm going to tell you what happened.
Okay.
It's two things that happened.
Okay.
I got guests that I'm so happy to get to.
Yes, we are.
A, and then B, I'm sitting here because our direction is different. Our setup is a little different.
We closer this time.
And I'm closer to you. And I'm looking in your eyes,
and I'm
girl.
looking at yours.
And it's just something.
I don't feel,
I
just feel like you forgot, baby. But it's
I
good.
did. It's old age.
Good.
But see,
it's good.
Roll with me though. You supposed to help me on that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, baby.
Family.
Go ahead.
As always, thank you so much for our new family members. We welcome you. However you found us, whether it's iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, I kind of do. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's been a long week already.
Okay, go ahead.
But whether you found us on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio,
on
our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com.
Yes.
Family, thank you for listening.
Thank you guys
and
so
for our returning family
much.
members. Now, new family members, understand.
The podcast, y'all.
We love you.
We do. Seriously.
We are so happy you here. We're happy you found us.
Yes.
But it's something about those returning family members.
The returners.
Those opinionated,
returners,
loving family members who feel the need to tell me when I'm wrong.
Returners. And that's most of the
See?
Words on.
Because the Lord don't like ugly. The Lord don't like ugly. You was coming for me, and the Lord shut you down.
But
you see what happened?
I'm just saying,
you see what happened?
The majority of the time.
There is just something about our returning family members.
We love you guys for real. We do love you.
There's a special place in our soul for you.
Welcome to the podcast.
You gonna do that again?
I was gonna sing the whole song, but I don't know.
There isn't a song. You haven't wrote the lyrics yet.
That is.
So we just gonna do that over and over again?
Yes.
Can I continue?
What is that? The hook.
We gonna move right along.
You don't like the hook?
It's the key that it has.
Now,
it's just
should I be in the G key?
Huh?
The G key?
Actually, there's another key I need you. There's a silent G.
Okay.
If you do the silent G, where you just in your spirit, hum it in your spirit, that's all they need. No. See, that's not in your spirit.
Okay.
Hum it in your spirit.
In my spirit.
In your spirit.
All right, go ahead.
So, family, as always, we welcome you to the cookout.
Jealous.
Possibly.
Jealous.
Make sure you bring your aluminum foil so you can what?
Take
something with you.
Some Crenshaw nuggets.
Now, family, it's as you can see, it's obvious my wife is already on a tangent.
I'm not.
We just started.
Nope.
She's already going places we don't need to go.
No, we're here.
But the one thing we always try to do, we try to bring perspective.
Okay, what's happening?
I'm telling you, it's the guests.
This is the last time we're going to have guests because obviously.
Possibly.
This is the last time because you are a hot mess.
Different perspective is what we try to bring.
We try to bring it.
A different way of seeing things.
We do.
Try to bring a little different light to the situation.
We do.
Now, with that being said, my wife will go on a tangent. She'll go down a rabbit hole.
I'm going to say yes today.
But she will leave you something that you can take with you.
But I have good intentions.
You always have good intentions.
My intentions are really, really
Your
good.
Your intentions is good.
My intentions is good.
Now, family, we always try to leave you with something. Go ahead. So what we ask you to do with that something we left you with, you take that nugget, you wrap it in some aluminum foil, you take it with you, and then later in the week, you unwrap the aluminum foil, you bring out that nugget, you apply it. You see how that worked?
Wow.
You see how that worked?
That was new, baby. That was new.
I thought it right here on the spot. It's the pastor. He brought it out of me. We'll get that in a minute.
We'll
get to it in a minute. We'll get to it in a minute. It was
almost a sermon.
Yeah, because it's the presence of the pastor. It brings it out of me. It brings it out.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking.
Now, family, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
I was going to see if you was going to say that.
I got it. So what that means is that we can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner. And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
I like when you say that.
Once again, anytime
like
at
teeth in your tongue hit. Go ahead.
The teeth and
go ahead.
At the Crenshaw Corner at gmail.com. Now, family, with that being said,
this is a hot mess.
It is March.
It is March.
It is midweek.
And
we doing something just a little bit different from you.
Okay, but what is it though?
It is March Money Madness.
Come
you
on
ain't think
now.
I knew that,
Come
did
on
you?
now.
You ain't think all them M's, all the M's.
I was checking.
It's there.
It's there. It's there.
Now, family, with that being said, we are continuing along on a theme within March. We're talking about finances.
My favorite subject.
My wife's favorite subject. Mine, not so much.
My God.
I'm just saying it's really not my subject. So in order to be able to complete this task, I have to do this differently.
He brought some folk.
I got some backup family.
Got some family.
So we gonna have some guests on this midweek moment. We normally don't do that, but this is what we are.
So you know what? We don't. We do it on Friday, but we don't do it on Monday.
Yeah, typically
on Wednesdays.
This is the first.
Yeah, this is
the first. This is the first time we've had guests on the midweek episode.
Wow.
But they're worth it. But they're worth it.
Come on, y'all are worth the change.
So
honey.
family. Family, allow me to introduce you to the family.
Yes.
So please introduce yourself.
Come on now.
So my name is Jarvis Swanson.
I'm sorry, what voice is that?
That's a sexy voice.
She's starting already. She's starting already.
This is my backup.
That's your backup voice.
That's his sexy voice, honey. Don't check my husband.
Nah, you can't pull that off every occasion.
Right. This is a Wednesday midweek moment voice.
I got you.
All right. I like it.
Keep it in reserve until necessary.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Oh my goodness.
So, Jarvis Swanson. I am a father. I am a friend to my lovely wife.
Come on.
I am a son. That's who I am.
I love it.
I'm a family guy.
Hey,
I'm a family guy.
That's a good base to start with. That's a great foundation.
He over here trying to be humble.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna let him do it for now.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it though. We'll get to it.
What you want?
No, that's a good starting point. We'll build on that. We'll build on that.
As your wife tells me, we're gonna unpack that. We're gonna unpack it.
Well, hello. I am Demetra Swanson, and I am a wife, a mother of 5 now. Yes, I'm excited. And I am an awesome friend, great listener, and I'll be there for you.
Yes, you will.
There we go.
My girl.
I love it.
I just want to clarify something.
Clarify, sir.
Clarification.
We did not have any additional children. Like
I was doing the math. I was on my fingers. I wasn't gonna say nothing until later on. No, I thought maybe I missed something.
Right? No. We got a son.
Got a son-in-law.
Yes, a son-in-law.
Yes, that's right.
I didn't want the Saints to be
so
concerned.
happy.
Right. Okay, so the Swansons need to talk to us later. They didn't say nothing about that.
Right.
I'm just saying. I was sitting here. I glazed over for a minute. I was like, hold on.
I saw that look.
She'll touch on that later though.
We'll unpack that too.
Yeah.
We'll unpack that.
So, question.
Yes.
Start off real simple. Give you some softballs. So, how long you guys been together?
Oh, that's right. We've been together for 16 years, and then we've been married for 13 years.
Okay.
Nice. Is that correct, D?
Yeah.
That is correct.
You confirm those numbers, D?
Wow.
Yes.
I just need you to confirm.
He's right.
Confirm.
Yes, he
She
is
confirmed.
correct.
She
The bar
confirmed.
is so low for me.
It's not even that.
I was
'cause
making sure. I was giving him the side eye like, you better get it right, bro.
history has shown.
Yeah.
Because even on our show, we've had couples, and one has said one date,
Right.
and then they get the side eye from their spouse.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Was like, no, that ain't the date.
Yeah.
No, but y'all, because we had the numbers right, because recently we had to just look up our marriage license.
You ain't have to
We
tell
both
me. It made it seem like I was just in tune to our relationship, but that's okay.
She ain't had to do you dirty like
had to do
that.
me.
Reveal
Like that.
it. Let's just reveal it to
See,
yourself.
she unpacking stuff already.
You know what I'm saying?
Reveal this to you.
We ain't even got into it yet. She already unpacked it.
She's unpacker. She done told y'all that. She's unpacking. She's
I'm
unpacking.
just unpacking it like, you know.
Okay, so
it's
how did you?
real.
Okay,
This
so
is
I'm
real.
scared. I don't. I'm gonna ask D first. How did you guys meet? How did y'all get together?
Okay, so
Because I'm scared to ask Jarvis. I'm gonna ask you first.
How you scared to ask Jarvis though?
oh god,
The guys always have a different story, so I always go to the wife first.
We
just
have
to
the
see.
right one.
he
No, you
does have
don't.
a different story.
We have
See,
the
I
right
know he
one.
does. Go ahead, D. Tell me the
So
tell me the story,
started
girl.
off as great friends. We worked together, you know, I passed by his desk several times, like, "Hey, you got candy?" And
Was this
he
on
sat
purpose, sis?
I mean,
Because the
he
way you
was really,
said it was,
Oh.
I passed by his desk several times.
I'm just
Hey,
saying.
you got some. Now, what
She out here
candy
looking
were
for
you
chocolate. She
asking
was looking for chocolate?
Were you looking for chocolate? We just asking. We can't do after dark. We can't do after
Nah,
dark. But we
that's
just-
a
it's
legitimate question.
That's
That's a legitimate question.
No, it's a
she's,
great question.
I'm like you. She's
But
like
no, I mean,
several times looking for candy. I'm just saying.
I mean, his desk was right next to the printer. So, you know, you have to make copies. And this was like, you know, back in the day where we had a lot of paperwork and, you know.
In a
so
paperless environment, right, a lot of paper.
It's like, hey, how you doing, Jarvis? And so from
So
there,
how many
you
times
know,
did you go over there and say, "How you doing, Jarvis"?
I mean, I don't know, maybe twice a day, you know, in the morning and then in the afternoon.
Just to get it up, just to get the edge off. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, cool.
Yes, so
Okay.
that's how it started off. You know, just really great friends. We worked together. Just a great person to work with. So
Been working ever since. But go ahead, sis. I see you.
I mean, where can we lead off from? Where can we go from there? It was we were there for each other, and you know, we confided into each other as far as just some of the things that we were working through in our personal lives, and then that led to it just led to
Apple martinis.
more
Apple martinis.
It led to apple martinis.
Apple
led to
martinis.
going out.
Look at Jarvis out here being a listening ear, being that listener out here.
Sliding the apple martini. So you said apple, right, honey? Go ahead and take that apple martini. Just out here listening.
Oh goodness! So yes, and then we would go out and just hang out, and it just led to, you know, getting married.
Getting
really,
married.
I summed it up. That's
You summed it
You
up.
did great. You did.
Is that how you remember Jarvis?
I'm just Jarvis. Do
How do
you
you
remember it
remember?
in that particular order?
No, yeah, that was the
She did good.
the time lapse version.
that was
Okay.
the time lapse version. For
Quick
sure.
time lapse version.
For
That was a
sure.
quick time lapse
Uh-huh.
version.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll give you that.
So how, when she was coming past your desk, asking for chocolate or candy, how was that happening for you?
I mean, it was like she said, it was just friend. I mean, you know, we wasn't looking to be anything. It was just friends.
Friends. So when did you look to be something, Jarvis? 1982.
Right.
It was cold outside. Look, it was cold outside.
And I think it just kind of grew out of a friendship. And
Right.
honestly, that's really the basis of our entire relationship is friendship.
Right.
Shit.
That's what we are.
Right.
So, you know, we just as close friends now as we were. I mean, you know, obviously we're closer because we've grown and gone through things together.
Right.
Whereas back then it was just, you know, her life and then my life kind of confiding in one another
Right.
about our lives. But it's a friendship.
Yeah, which is so funny because that's the first thing you said. I'm a friend to my wife.
Absolutely.
Which is so cool. So y'all been grounded in that all these years of friendship.
If I'm not mistaken, he said best friend of my wife.
Best friend to his wife.
I love that.
I love it. He's still over there blushing. Go, boo.
I'm curious though.
Do black people blush?
What the?
I mean, I'm sure it happened, but
The lighter skinned versions we do.
Oh,
the lighter skinned versions.
I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Cocoa,
What happened?
dark chocolate, they blush too.
Okay.
Don't nobody see that.
Yes, because you're not paying attention.
Don't nobody see that.
Because you're not paying attention.
Your eyes just get big. That's all.
For another podcast. I'm
just
gonna
saying.
deal with that.
I was just wondering. I'm a brown skinned brother. I just didn't know.
I'm a brown skinned brother. And I didn't know.
I feel as the lighter complexion person in the room, I feel a little some kind of way, but we ain't gonna talk about it right now.
See, I said black people. You brought in colorism.
I'm just saying, I feel some kind of way.
This is not the day for that particular therapy
I'm
session.
just saying.
I'm just going wherever it went.
That's what I felt like. Yeah, I don't want to talk about finances anyway. So I'm just saying.
You want to go anywhere you can.
Anywhere
go.
let's just talk.
Just talk about anything.
Question though, curious, because one thing I love, it's because you can tell, even I feel it, even if you don't know you can tell by the conversation, by the interaction of you two. You two are truly friends.
Right.
There's really a foundation of friendship there. So I'm curious, when you guys first got together as friends, what kind of conversations did you guys have regarding not necessarily each other, not Jarvis talking about Jarvis or D talking about D, but talking about Jarvis and D, that union. What kind of conversations did you guys have? What that was going to
look like, yeah.
Yeah, what was it going to look like? Was there any conversation had about what this is going to look like as we move forward?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a great question. I think I had a glimpse, kind of like a vision of a future with her.
Right.
But I didn't. It was just a glimpse.
Right.
It's like one of those moments where it was kind of like a vision. You know, we were on the beach. I was holding a little baby girl, and she was like walking alongside me. We were spinning this baby around.
Right.
And it was like, I knew it wasn't our baby.
Right.
So I knew it was like, this is a long time off. And so that was like just a glimpse, very, kind of very early on.
Yeah.
But we ain't know Jesus, so we was just friends. But
That changed the dynamic right there.
It was kind of whatever goes,
at the time.
Yeah. So it actually having a conversation, understanding what real friendship looked like as a together,
right?
That didn't come until we found Christ around the same time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So what was the things that you guys talked about? Because I know it's about money, but what? Okay, you found Christ and y'all came together. Then what did you start talking about? Really, like what that communication, like how we're gonna raise the kids, and again about finances, how we're gonna do our money, what are we gonna do, how are we bringing this all together? What was your conversations?
I think one of the conversations that we discussed is just about trusting each other and being vulnerable with each other. From finances to how we raise our children to the bills, just being open about where we are. Excuse me, and just discussing like some of the things that we went through in the past, in our just growing up, like how we dealt with money and how we saw things. Those conversations really we discussed. We had discussions about just trusting each other and being vulnerable, and just leading, into that friendship and knowing that, I'm not against you, I'm for you, so we can talk about anything. So I think just trusting each other with those some of those past hurts and insecurities and things when it came to money, when it comes to building a life together as far as children and in friendship and relationships. So I think that's the biggest thing I would say.
Although I don't want to do this. You keep saying the F word, so I got to have the conversation. You keep saying finances. You keep saying money. You keep saying finances. I'm trying to avoid this conversation.
It's happening.
But let's do it. So I'm curious, just to set the foundation a little bit. There's a method behind the madness of having you guys here.
Right.
So talking about finances, we're looking at it from different variations and different angles of it.
Right.
So, we know, the family doesn't know, but they'll know in a moment. You guys are very successful, but you're also a single income family.
Yeah.
So
choice.
By choice. It's not, it was by choice. You guys sat down and, I'll let you get into it.
Yeah, right.
But it's by choice. So the conversation I want to have with you guys is how?
Yeah.
How do you do it? How do you, I definitely want to hear from you, Jarvis.
Okay.
I want to hear from you, and that's not negating you, D. But when I say that, because from the male perspective, because it's already a lot of pressure on
absolutely
to do this thing the right way,
right?
To be a husband, to be a father, to be a man of God. There's always a lot of pressure with that. Right. So I'm curious to know, how do you deal with it? How did you guys have that conversation? How did you get here?
How did you get here?
I know this is throwing a lot at you, but
no.
Have at it.
Yeah.
Great. So, to be quite honest, we didn't initially plan for it to be this way.
Okay.
Okay.
God led us to this brook.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember this, Sanchez, but this was about 2 years ago. We were at our e-group, and you said, "How you doing, bro?" I was like, "Oh, man, I'm struggling."
Right.
Because we have decided that D is gonna stay home and work.
I remember that conversation, actually. Yeah.
She don't be getting up. She be chilling. And I didn't know it was going to look like this. So, she has always been a woman that's like, she get up early.
Right.
If she's always busy.
Right.
She's always been busy.
Right.
And so this was the first time in our lives together that I seen her like
lay down.
It's 9:30 and she ain't even thought about it.
And that sleep's still good to her.
Like she just chilling. And I just wasn't quite prepared for that.
You were prepared
no,
for that
I wasn't
part of that?
prepared for that.
Yeah.
But that was a part of the process as well. So how we kind of got to this was when we moved to Charlotte. We came from Tennessee, from Nashville, and we both had really good jobs. She had a great job. I had a great job.
Right.
And so we had margin. And so we get here, and we can handle, what we doing.
Right.
Bigger home.
Okay.
A little more responsibility financially. Little less margin. So I'm thinking, once we get here, she gonna get a job, and we'll be right back rolling.
Right.
It's 6 months done passed. She ain't getting nothing.
Okay.
Wow.
And so I'm talking to some other gentlemen, and one of the guys is like, "Listen, maybe God don't want her to work." I was like, "Nah,
that ain't the conversation we having right now."
He ain't told nobody that.
That ain't my God.
That's not my God. Maybe that's your God, but it's not my God. My God wouldn't say that.
Yeah. So he's like, he kind of telling me his story, and as he's telling me his story about he's kind of going down the list of like the advantages that it had created for him and his wife.
Right.
Wow.
And as he was talking, I felt God's spirit moving. Like I felt his spirit move, like churning. And then then tears just start rolling down, and I was like, "Oh, this is you, God.
This is it.
You telling me this."
Yeah.
And so for me, because of my relationship, because of where I've come from and where I am now, I know that when God tells me to do something, that's what's best for me.
Right.
Just might as well move in it.
Yeah,
just go ahead and
exactly. Might as well get comfortable with it.
Right.
And accept that it's what you really need, because I have two completely different lives, pre Christ and post Christ.
Right.
Like if we go down that road of what I was before I met Christ, like I'm not supposed to be having this conversation with y'all.
Right. Wow.
This is not in that path.
Right.
And so I knew in that moment that's what he was calling for us to do.
Yeah.
For her to not work. And so that night I came home and told her, and she said, "Bro, you crazy."
Ain't nobody told you that. Jesus, not tell you that.
You didn't tell me. I don't know where you heard that from. I know it's taking a long time. But I don't know.
Now,
you just move here. Who you talking to?
I'm glad you said that because I'm curious now. Because, like you said, and all the time you guys been together, your wife has done something. She's been busy. She's a contributor. I mean, she's a contributor. And not saying now that you're not. So please don't take it that way. But she's a contributor. She's out there. She's in the workforce. She's building. She's building. She's building. So now you come to her and say, "Babe, I don't want you to do that anymore." Ooh. Now you're gonna
no. I didn't try to blame it on me. I said God.
So that's what you rolled up with her with. God,
which is dirty. Sure. Which is dirty for you to do it that way.
No.
There's a whole setup.
I told her what happened.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so she's been through this journey with me.
Right.
So she knows the things that God has asked me to do.
Right.
We have benefited from as a couple.
Wow.
And so she knew, like, no matter how she felt about it, just like no matter how I felt about it.
Right.
He ain't led us wrong.
Right. You're not gonna start now.
He ain't gonna start now.
Now, you're the strong, independent woman. You building.
I am. She unpacking.
You unpacking. You are.
She's unpacker.
You carving out your own life out here in the world. Now you're having a conversation with your best friend,
the love of your life.
The love of your life. You know his role. You know his faith. So you know this is not just something he's coming to you with. So now your whole life changes.
So he said, "The Lord said."
So I want to know from your perspective, when Jarvis came to you and had that conversation, what was going through your mind?
Right.
Oh man, I was like, you have to be crazy. Like, I hear from the same God that told me that.
We serve the same Lord.
The same Lord, okay? Same one.
And he hasn't said that.
He didn't even come to me and say that.
Because I'm used to working.
Right.
I've been working since I was 14 years old.
Right.
I was like, I want my own money.
Right.
This is how it's going to look. Like, and even when I got married, like you said, I've contributed. I know, okay, this is, if we want to get a car, if we want to get a house, like I will help with savings and I'll contribute to that. I work hard. So for him to come and say that, it took me back for weeks, honestly, because I just did not accept it. I'm like, I know it's taking a while to find a job.
But he ain't said that. The Lord ain't said that.
But we've been down this road before, because when we moved from Cincinnati to Nashville, it took a minute. We prayed about it and it was like, I want to find the right jobs. I went into honestly a financial job, and I loved it, and I saw progression there. And so then when we moved here to Charlotte, I was like, okay, that's gonna happen the same. Like, God's gonna do the same thing. Like, we have that faith, and it's gonna happen that way. Like, just be patient, just wait,
because he got you.
He got us. So 6 months, 9 months, and then 6.5 months later, this is what God is saying. I'm like, no, like, he is not saying it. So I honestly was like, I cannot accept this. I've always worked.
Right.
Like, I don't know what that looks like. Like, yes, right now this is a little break for me, and I'm fine, so we can adjust to living here and adjust to just being here, basically. So, I was just like, we can handle it. Like, we can do fine. So we can do this. So, I don't know. It was being nice. I cried. Like, I can't accept that. Like, I cannot accept not working. I mean, because honestly, it was for a long time my identity. Like, I saw,
Go ahead
if
and
I
tell
didn't
the truth.
work,
Come on now,
like, if I didn't work, who am I?
Ooh, come on.
Like, what does that mean? Like, I don't even know how that looks. And even I reached out to certain family members and stuff, and they were just kind of like, that's what you want to do? Because women, we don't do that. Like, in our family, that's not what we do.
Right.
Or friends are like, what? You're not going to work?
Yeah. That's why you can't go to everybody, baby.
Right.
They'll mess you up. Mess you right up.
So it was difficult. It was very difficult.
She was mourning the loss of her career. Like,
wow.
Yeah. Because that's really what it was.
Because that's really what that was.
I mean, because she had a vision of the career woman she wanted to be.
Yeah.
And so to have that conversation is saying, that identity, how you identify yourself in that way, that's gonna pass away. Like you're never gonna have that.
That's that
from
real
a corporate perspective.
That's that real trust. That's that real trust that you guys been talking about. So now you've mourned, and now you've come to like, okay, we're going to do this, but how are we going to do this? We're talking about one income. We just moved here. We have a phenomenal house. We have children. We have cars. We have some stuff.
We have responsibilities. We got whole adult responsibilities out here.
We didn't come with an outfit. We came with a whole lot of stuff.
That's right.
So how did you guys come together and go, okay, this is what we're going to do, or we're going to cut something, we're going to do? Like, what was that conversation like?
So the good thing is that in God's wisdom, she didn't have a job at that point.
That's right. So it's already been taken care of.
So we had 6 months where he was like showing, like, I mean, you're saying you can't do it,
Yeah,
but
it was.
Yeah.
but it's being done.
It's being done.
It's being done.
Right.
So you're saying you can't do it, but
Right.
I've already made a way for it to be done.
Yeah.
You just don't have margin. You don't have the margin you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was the conversation. It was like, okay, well, I mean, we are doing it. We have to just agree to continue to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And trust that where we are is not where this is not going to be a stopping point.
Right.
Like we can continue to grow. Now, for me, the challenge was, so everything is on me
because that's real.
Right. So if I decide not to have integrity one day, or my character get a little like it's all on me.
Yeah.
That was the hard part for me, was like, wow, if I fumble, that's a turnover. Like it ain't no.
Whew.
That's the pressure that we don't like talking about a lot of the time.
That real talk.
That people, they rather make fun of fathers and husbands in commercials and on TV, and they want to make us look like buffoons.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But they don't want to have the real conversations about the pressures that are put on. Because like you said, men of integrity, a man of honor.
Right.
You started this podcast by saying that you are a family man. You take that serious. Now you're weighing all of the burden. Now understand, of course, God is in the mix, and God is with this, and God is with you, and he's not going to put you in a place that you're going to fail, but we're still human.
Absolutely. Because that what you just said, all of that's true,
right?
To the extent that you accept it.
Exactly.
It's only true to the extent that you accept it.
Yeah.
But in it
at the time,
it was real. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if I can handle this.
Right.
Because again, I'm blessed to have the job that I have. Like, I don't have no qualifications that say I'm supposed to have it.
Right.
As far as paper is concerned.
Right.
But what it did make me do was really make him our partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It really made me make him our partner. Like, it was like, okay, I have to really not let this be. It's not about me.
Right.
And so now I have to see where you're taking us.
Right.
And I think the other thing that he really made clear for me is that it's not about you. It is about you all. It's about both of y'all.
Yeah.
It's not like, probably the first lesson I learned is like, if she's at home, it allows me to be free at work. Because she got home.
You ain't got to worry about it.
She got it. And as long as she got that, then I can really focus on work.
Right.
And so I can give it more focus when I'm in it.
Right.
And then when it's time to pull away, I can pull away. And it's not like I have to meet a certain need at home.
Right.
She's already handling everything.
Right.
She had the magic drawer.
Tell them, what is the magic drawer?
I come home, like, in the morning, I get up, I take a shower. I'm like, dang, I'm down to my last pair of underwear. I come back, it's a full drawer. Like, where did all this stuff
How did that happen?
And I didn't see it happen.
Come on,
like,
magic drawer.
It's a magic drawer. Like,
it's a magic drawer. So how did you feel, D? Because at this point, okay, so you say yes. You say yes to the dress.
Yeah.
Right? Say yes to the dress. Say yes to the different kind of house dress, right?
Yes.
And so now he's out in the world and he's doing that, and you're here and you're doing magic draw.
Okay.
And you're taking care of everything.
Yes.
And you're mourning your career.
Yes. Yeah.
So where's your footing at that point? Where do you stand at that point? You know? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does. I think at first it was difficult, as I said, as far as like, because it's like, okay, one income. I like to get my nails done. I want to get a pedicure. Right. I want to get my hair done. Like, what about me? But usually, you know, if I'm working, you know, I don't, you know, I know that I've contributed. So I'm like, okay, well, we can put some money aside for me to get my nails done. And so that was also a struggle as well. Just remembering that I'm a person as well, and knowing like I need time to be able to do things for me. Right. And I felt like if he's just working, that I would be forgotten. You know, so that was a thing, like definitely at the beginning. But once just allowing, just being vulnerable again and talking to God about where I am and how I can just have that time with him. Right. Just really, really helped it just helped the whole situation. For a while it was a struggle, but I think just reaching out to God and just asking God, like, help me to see it in a way where this is benefiting all of us, the whole family, and us as a partnership. Help me to see this, because I'm having trouble seeing, you know, where is this? How's this going to work? Like how are the bills really gonna get paid? And like, how are we going to be able to do these extra things that we usually do as far as entertainment and things like that? So, just leaning into the Holy Spirit and just relying on him to help. And I think too, just friends. Just absolutely. Really, you know, really asking friends that are in this situation how, and you know, what did you guys do? Like, how did y'all get
help
this?
Me.
Yes.
How long have you guys been a single income family? How long has it been?
2 years in June.
2 years in June.
Well, so it actually is 2.5 years in June, but the first 6 months was not by choice.
Right.
So I don't even count that, because it really, I mean, she was looking for a job. It's when you make that choice. And when you enter into that spiritual trust contract with God. That's when it really counts. Because now you're putting yourself in position to where you have to allow him to lead you. You have to. He leads this home. Right. And we have more margin now
than before.
Than when we lived in Nashville.
Right.
Yes, making more money. Isn't that amazing though? And another thing about that too, I think people, what I love about us talking to you guys, because I think people need to understand, when we talk about one income, people only want to talk about finances, right? But that is a mental aspect of doing the one, like you were saying, like I'm going through some mental stuff. It's a spiritual journey. It's a mental. People think
on both parts, for the man and for the woman, on both parts.
On both parts. It is like, it's just not a financial thing. And I think what we've been trying to do on the podcast with talking about money is making people understand it's not only a financial, it is a spiritual and mental aspect of it that people go through. But we're so busy talking about, well, did you coupon? No. There's
did your budget? Did your budget? We did those things. Yes.
But still, it is so much more of letting God lead, and not only that, but then getting your mind right. Trust in both, not only in God but in each other. Because at that point, as a woman, I got to trust Sanchez enough that he's going to have the integrity. He's going to be who he said he is to this family and do what he said he's going to do. And then Sanchez has to trust me that when he come home, he's coming home to a sanctuary of peace and not crazy. Because he's dealing with so much in the world. And I think people
slight
need to understand. Too. I'm not embezzling. Stop saying it.
Slight embezzlement.
You always think of somebody trying to embezzle his money.
But
I'm a good accountant, people.
But to that point, I actually don't even mind her skimming a little bit off the side.
What is happening with y'all?
Too? Wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
She got a
creative bookkeeper.
She got a Gilmore account.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. There's not a Swanson account.
It's a Gilmore account.
We done jumped in. But let me tell you, you have to have that. I'm gonna tell you the greatest thing that me and Sanchez ever did.
You got a Brown account?
No, I don't have a Brown account. I ain't out here getting Brown accounts.
I'm just saying, because you like, that's the greatest thing you can do. You got a Brown account?
What I'm saying,
this is what I'm talking about.
I'm saying the greatest thing is that you can do when you're doing something like that is to have an allowance for each other, because what happens is you think that, because the husband would just feel like, I'm just working, and the wife's thinking, nobody's thinking about me. I can't get my nails, my hair, I can't get nothing done. And you lose that, and then there becomes some resentfulness between you and some bitterness, and next thing you know, you got something in the middle of you, because the majority of families that get divorced is because of finances, because there's no real communication. So that was the greatest thing.
But that's not an allowance. That's a whole nother account out there. That's skimming straight off the top.
That's off her allowance stuff.
No,
that ain't what the man said. That ain't what the man said.
No.
It's allowance.
We both have an allowance. But she also has another little side account. But here's why I'm okay with it. Because she has established trust with me.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
So I know that.
Established trust, Sanchez. I ain't been bezzling. Go, teach him, Jarvis. Jarvis.
No, he don't have to establish. You have to establish trust with him.
Listen, he better trust me. He better trust me. He better trust me.
First. That's what I said at the beginning, right?
I said established trust.
Jarvis, we have a meeting every month. But 15 minutes is all I get. If I go 16, he's glazed out. He already left the building, y'all.
She's showing me numbers that she done wrote down.
See, this is
that's the meeting we.
Numbers.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
There's no verification on them numbers. So I don't know where them numbers came from.
So what you said, you ain't even listening to the pastor. You ain't even listening to Jarvis. He ain't here teaching. You ain't even listening. You ain't listening.
Pastor said you have to establish the trust.
You should trust me.
I'm curious though, because that actually brings up a point for me. Because like we said, so you got the pressure from your side.
Right.
We got, because I think
the morning.
I was going to say that again. I don't want us to overlook that point, because that's so deep. Yeah. Because it really is a mourning period, and everything that comes with mourning, from the grief to the denial to the anger to the crying to the
That's why she was in the bed till 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you go through all those emotions.
Okay, first of all, let me ask my sister why she was in the bed. You're not gonna tell her.
I had a question
confused. There were probably a couple days, but
I had a question though.
This was probably about. It was about a 2-month period.
That's more than a couple.
Right.
It's more than I mean, it's a couple of months, but it's more than a couple of days.
I think what it was, from just observing it,
right?
She was trying it on.
Okay.
Like trying it, not working on.
Right.
See what it felt like. Like a new dress.
How do I adjust?
How do I adjust to this lifestyle?
How do I dress that I done lost some weight, honey? How I get in this dress?
So my question before my beautiful bride just kind of threw her foot out there.
I did. Go ahead, baby.
I'm curious to know, so did that dynamic change your relationship? And if it did, how did it change your relationship?
Definitely did.
Yeah.
It definitely changed our relationship, but it changed it for the better.
Okay.
I know that's right.
I got Weekend D every day.
Who'd what?
Weekend D.
Oh wait.
I had.
Oh Lord.
I took. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Now she ain't the only one. I heard something totally different. I heard.
I think you said her name. Don't you? Don't say her
no,
name.
we good.
We good. Say her name, because
we good. So
like,
yeah, you got okay. Continue, sir.
So you talking about on the weekday? Oh, I hear that.
Don't worry, family. This is not going to turn into after dark.
We sorry,
we good.
No.
I think you need to say her name, bro.
No, we good.
Okay.
So you got it. You go ahead, continue.
So when she would be working,
right?
Of course, she come home. She just got out of traffic. She got to cook. She got to whatever is on her mind from what happened at work.
Right.
And I traveled for work, and so if I was home, my work days were light because most of my work was travel.
Right.
So, she needed 45 minutes, an hour and a half to decompress before it was even like a good conversation.
Right.
And so on the weekends, she was bubbly, and her the woman that I married, my best friend.
Right.
And so we was best friends on the weekend.
Right.
We was co-workers during the week.
Okay.
That's a good analogy. Come
it really
on.
is.
I almost threw something at you. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Now, I was getting my best friend every day. Because that pressure that I'm dealing with,
right?
I can handle that. If I got my best friend at home.
Right, got you.
But if I got to come home to a coworker.
Right. I could stay at work.
That's a challenge. Now, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Let's be honest. Yeah.
If I'm finna get, I got 3 things from her that she want me to get done. Well, I just left the day getting things done.
Right. Here you go with the honey-do list.
Right. And so at work, what I really consider myself at work is a problem solver.
Right.
And a person that makes things easier for the people around me.
Right.
And so now if I got to come home and be the same problem solver at home, it's like, okay, I'm just not going to get a break.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I'm coming home to my friend.
Right.
So we
the house problems are solved already before you get here.
So, exactly. So
yeah.
And if there is a problem, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
She's going to resolve it.
Right.
Because she got time.
Right.
So during the day, she got time. But if there is a problem that she needs help with, she tagged me in.
Right.
But she don't just constantly need me to be on the home front. She's handling everything.
Right.
So that, it definitely made our relationship better because she's more a more open version of herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think it helped our communication as well. Like just talking about our finances, talking about our budget a little more, because we did we established, at the beginning to do at least once a month, talk about our finances.
See that, Sanchez? Go ahead, T.
She said once a month, not once every day.
Go ahead, T.
But once we talked about that there needed to be an inclusion, as far as when he got paid and, how the finances would go, as far as, breaking up the bills and when we would pay them and, our allowance, that it just helped our communication as far as just talking to each other at in points where it's like, what you doing? You went and got Wendy's or whatever. Like, just allowing that just allowed the time for us to just really talk to each other about where our money is going, how is it flowing through, for retirement or whatever. Like it just allowed us. It just opened up the door for just better communication and me not working. I think it just really helps.
Just not her not being stressed out.
Right.
Made her a better person to communicate with.
Oh yeah, not being stressed to do that for you.
Yeah, to do it to you.
Yeah. And less sensitive.
Yeah,
about things
because you're already when you're in the corporate America, you're already in the burn unit.
Yes,
you're sensitive to everything because there's too many personalities and too many people you have to deal with. Especially if you like somebody like you guys that are over people, so you like I got 45 different people, and then now I gotta figure out what attitude will my wife have when I get there.
Absolutely,
right.
I get it.
What in the world? Because if she had a bad day, this not gonna go good. Because I'm with you. We talk about on the podcast. I love Vacation Sanchez. I need Vacation Sanchez every day, all day.
So you gonna retire Sanchez?
That's the plan.
That's the plan. Seriously, that has been one of my hugest plans is to retire him because he has worked fiercely. Like for there's times I've not worked when the kids will all go to high school, like in 9th grade or whatever. I would stop working. Like when they would transfer from 8th grade to 9th grade, I would be home because he was like, be home. That's why my resume is really janky, but it's not the point. So you look at my resume.
If I was hiring manager, I wouldn't.
He said
based off her resume.
He would hire me.
I wouldn't hire.
No, because I would
not just based off the resume
because of the difference in their ages, and so I would be like, that's a transition. I want to be home for 9th grade, so he would allow me to be home for a year or two or whatever the case is, or do whatever I wanted to do, and that made the difference. Like Jarvis, he was like, babe, that made the difference for me. That made me want to work harder because I knew that it was
good.
All
I didn't have to worry about anything.
Whatsoever.
I knew the house was good.
Yeah, so I got it. But Vacation Sanchez is amazing. Yeah. He smiles a lot. Drinks coffee and tea. Yes. Eats Danishes. My God. Work co-worker Sanchez don't eat breakfast till 1:00. Okay. Vacation Sanchez gets up very early. It's about what we gonna go eat today. Okay, so I'm trying to get him. So I'm trying to get him 24/7.
There you go.
Vacation Sanchez. Yes.
I am upset.
Okay, why?
Because we gotta end it. We gotta come to an end.
We do.
And I'm upset about that because I really do want to talk to you guys. This can be a 4-hour podcast.
Yes, it could.
I don't care if nobody else listens.
I was like, we didn't even get to none of the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I can see that.
This is crazy.
So that means they gotta come back.
Yeah, we have to do this again.
We have to do it. We have to do it again. They gotta come back.
Would you guys be willing to do a part 2?
I want to come back.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would because
I do want to do it after dark.
Oh, do you?
Absolutely.
D, how you feel about that, D?
How you feel about After Dark? See how you feel about the After Dark episode? Listen, we was at an e-group, right? And so we was a surprise guest at this e-group, and so they were discussing. They was like, "Well, what are your podcasts about, or whatever?" And so one of the girls who knew us, she was like, "But just know if you listen to the After Dark, not around your family." So they was like, "What the After Dark is?" So I was like, After Dark.
Yeah.
Everybody had their phone talking about. Now, what is it? Crenshaw corner? They was like, okay, Crenshaw, okay, and they was hit like we subscribe. Thank you. We'll be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that people don't understand that as Christians and as married couples, it's okay, and we can discuss it.
Yes.
It is okay.
Openly,
Whatever.
we don't have to be behind the doors.
Right.
We can actually have those conversations.
We should have those
conversations.
Definitely.
It's necessary.
Absolutely.
Because it's the crazy part I think people don't realize as humans, if you're not having that conversation with your spouse,
right,
somebody gonna have it.
Somebody having that conversation.
Somebody having that conversation.
Definitely necessary.
And because I don't need commissary right now, I don't smoke Newports anymore. So I need that conversation to be between her and I.
Absolutely.
Listen, have the conversation. So because this has to be a part 2. Okay. And just about the one income, because I think that you guys have said so much, and I think there's so much nuggets that people need to hear nuggets. Because you guys have taken it from the financial to the spiritual to the mental, as well of what it looks like. Even Jarvis, just you saying, you know what, I'm okay, and I trust her, and I know that she got it. Absolutely. And the fact that you said, for a minute, I felt like I was getting lost until we sat down at that finance, and he said, you can have this account and you can have an allowance, boo. You matter. Because I think that was the part is I was like, whoa. Without even saying, he said, I need you to understand that you matter to me. It's not if you're in corporate America or not, but you matter to this family, you matter. And the fact that when he's come home, he has peace that tells him, baby, when you come home, you matter.
Absolutely.
And then you could be after dark. Yeah. Okay, amen?
That's where I was trying to get to. There we go.
But
corporate America they don't understand her value.
Yeah.
They can never really understand her value.
We can keep it going for a little bit longer. We ain't got to shut it down just yet. Go on, finish that thought.
Go ahead and get that thought out. Go ahead and get that thought out.
So, first of all, once she stopped working, okay, she's more open. She's more herself.
Right.
But then when we're not dealing with work stuff, then God can allow character things to come up.
Right.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that that there's something wrong with her. Right. But there, as her husband, as the person that God put in her life to wash her with the water of the word.
Right.
He allows me to see things about her. And because she's not stressed out, because she trusts me, she's more open.
Yeah.
And so now that she's open and I can start to talk to and speak to some of those things that everyday life situations bring up.
Right.
And then she can start to heal some of those things.
Right.
She becomes so much more open in intimacy.
Speak to intimacy.
Because one of the barriers that sometimes we have in intimacy is we don't really like ourselves. Right. So it's like, I don't like this thing about my body. I don't like the way I look in this, or I don't like how
people's opinions.
Yes.
But once you can start to deal with those things, and then get your spouse into a position to where she's open and she's loving herself.
Right.
Yeah. It's on and popping.
The intimacy is different.
Yeah.
It's different.
I wish I could see his face.
Them nose turning into
yeses. Y'all ain't playing.
Them nose turning them yeses. And them yeses turning to pleases.
Oh my goodness.
See, so is he more open?
I am more open, honestly. Like, I think he was always open. Okay.
We're going to keep saying open. Leave it at that. We just keep saying open.
I I mean, it has allowed me to do me. Like, it has allowed me to do some things that I've been passionate about that I did in corporate America, but it was just extra.
Okay.
And so now just, working in the community and helping leading the e-group, a small group or whatever, and just doing things for just being a part of my son's school and just doing things that I really enjoy has allowed me to just be free and be me. And I don't want to say that women can't do that while they're working, but for me,
for you,
it wasn't a great balance. And so I wasn't able to just be me, when I came home. So it has allowed me to enjoy doing things that I love to do. And he has been open.
And I think he's been open. He's so open,
he's been
y'all.
Open-minded about
he's open-minded.
It, for sure.
So I think too is the fact that because most people say that men want respect, but women want security. Right. And from what I'm hearing from you is that he's to let you know that you're secure. It's okay.
Yes.
Do what you want, how you want to do it.
Financial.
And that's not financial. That is a mental, spiritual walk that I trust. I know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, even if Sanchez lost his job, I'm still going to be secure because we are like a ride or die couple.
That's right.
Absolutely. There was a time where he lost his job and that joker came home. I think I told the story before. He was so excited, y'all. He hadn't had a job in like almost 6 months.
It's like 6 months. Something crazy like that.
He hadn't had a job in 6 months and that joker came home because he would go out every day looking for work. And he came home and that joker was excited about this job. Yeah. And I said, okay, baby. He's like, I got a job, baby. Who it is? We in there. And I was like, that joker told me he was gonna be making $2.40.
I was gonna be a waiter at Texas Roadhouse
and tips.
Wow. It was the tips though. The tips was gonna do me right.
Help you out. Oh, okay.
You got a bubbly personality, so you was gonna get tips.
I appreciate this is what I was saying. This is what I was saying.
Pastor J. At the end of the day, he was gonna be making like $19 an hour.
Pastor J.
Okay.
This is what I was trying to explain to her, Jarvis.
Pastor J. That joker don't have a personality for a waiter. Now maybe the women because he is presence, but his attitude.
Don't start that. Don't start
and
that.
I was like, baby, we not fenced to do this, okay? We not fenced to do that. But the fact that whatever it took, if it was gonna be $2.40, I was secure in knowing that whatever it took, he was gonna take care of his family, and that's what you're talking about. That's a whole nother. That's a trust level. That no matter what it is, I know that he has me. And that's basically what you're saying is no matter what, I trust it so much that I'm okay and secure in myself to do what I need to do because I trust that my husband, and not even that he will do it, but that he wants to do it.
Yes.
You know, one of my favorite things that has been said but not been said. And if Jarvis, correct me if I'm wrong, but what happens a lot of the times when we have a spouse not working, whether it's male or female, there's that kind of that insecurity, not even so much as I'm gonna be taken care of, but you said it earlier, it's tied to their worth.
Right.
And one thing that you've done, and one thing you've always done, you've made sure that Dee knows she's valued.
We watch you do that.
Yeah,
we
that whether she's
that.
working or she's not, it's never, she's not you're just a. You're not just a housewife. You're not just a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
It's never been that. You've always made sure that she understands that to this family, she's valued.
That's right.
You know, that to this family, she matters. That to this family doesn't run without her.
Exactly.
And the beautiful part is that you said that this entire podcast without saying those words.
Yes.
Just in your actions and how you've interacted and the things you've done for her. And for me, that's so important.
Yeah.
Because I think where this goes wrong when it comes to a single income family is that because once again, male or female, they start getting that feeling of inadequacy. Say it for me. That word, that one right there. I love you.
Or being resentful because they have to
there.
do it. Yeah.
And then if the spouse is not careful, because of the stress, they start feeding into that. Because I've done it before because there was a time when Ange wasn't working and I would make comments out of stress. Wasn't doing it on purpose. I wasn't intentionally trying to hurt her.
You was carrying the weight.
I was carrying the weight. I was carrying that burden that unfortunately I wasn't carrying it well at that time. And I found myself saying things to her or coming at her in a way that, and she already has her own things going through because like Dee, my wife is very motivated. She's not a sitter. She's not a sit around person, you know, and not thinking, okay, this is an adjustment for her too.
Right.
And not understanding that knowing my wife, she's not lazy.
Right.
You know, she's not lazy. It's not just, she's just,
give her a minute.
You know, she's not Peg Bundy out here. She's not just eating bonbons with her feet up.
Right.
You know?
No.
And so I just think that's just so important that you do that. Yeah. And I commend you and I thank you. And on behalf of your wife, I thank you for that.
It's amazing.
Just showing men that it's okay to value your wife. It's okay to make sure that you show her it's not spoiling her. It's not being overindulgent. It's not allowing yourself to be too emotional. It's none of that. There has to be, you said it best, babe, that security that has to be there. And I just think it's amazing. Like I said, you've been saying this whole time without saying it. And it's amazing.
It is amazing. I think even when you guys are sitting next to each other and talking, he taps her leg, he rubs her leg, they talk, because that's that love and that friendship that you guys have as well. And the fact that you are so secure also, Jarvis, that you know that D got it. She got it. You when you come home, you ain't gotta be like, what? She got it.
Right.
And she's asking you. She don't need you to fix it. She's just consulting you on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And you guys play that well. Oh, we gonna have y'all back because we ain't done with this conversation.
So it may be, to be honest, it may be 2 different episodes. Because we may finish the financial, and then we may go ahead and throw an after dark in there. We may go ahead. Cause I'm gonna be honest. I want to see where it goes.
Right. Me too.
I want to see where it goes.
No.
You know what? These after darks are taking over people. These people, because people actually email us, call us,
when
text
you put
us about
something
it.
in the corner, it's gonna get dark.
It's gonna get dark.
It's the Crenshaw corner.
You know what I'm saying? That may be a whole new segment. We just straight after dogs. No, Angela, no, sit down. We're not doing the 3rd episode. Sit down.
Because that Angela be Angela A.
Oh, Angela A. Okay.
She be like, so y'all need to, because Tuesdays y'all should do Tuesdays too. We like,
I say one thing, and that's you said you're doing the no. We're not doing
we
the 3rd
didn't say that.
All
So
right.
final thoughts.
Yes.
Okay.
So D, we're gonna start with you.
What's your final
What's your final thought?
My final thought is, your husband, just your husband being there and seeing you has really allowed this to work. We're not experts in this, but him really seeing me and appreciating me and where I am has helped our relationship and helped this process to. I'm happy to say that I've retired and
come on now, speak, boo.
And I rely on
retired early.
God
hello,
and my husband. Okay?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you
to make this thing work.
Yes, God in the center.
Yes,
yes.
So I appreciate the fact that he sees me where I am.
Come on now.
Final
Y'all
thought, Pastor
showing
J.
out, but go ahead, Pastor J.
So, I think I want to respond to what you just said, Sanchez. I think the biggest piece to that and what allows me to be secure, as you said, Angela, is that I don't identify with my work either.
Right.
Like God has really shown me who I am in spite of what I do.
That's right.
So if I don't do who I am with this company, there's a company where I can do who I am.
Come on now.
So I don't need to come home and flex who I am.
That's right.
She already know.
Right.
So I come home, I'm secure in who I am.
Right.
I know what I bring to any situation. And so that allows me to really allow her to be who she is.
Be free. Both of you be free,
Like,
honey.
I understand that D is an intrinsic value person. And if we was playing basketball, we would say she has all the intangibles.
Yes, sir.
Like the stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Yes, sir.
Like,
right.
She brings chemistry to the team. And so corporate America they don't know how to pay for that.
That's right.
They don't know how to pay for that.
Yeah.
So I let
almost
her be
do
that.
something at you again. You're about to get busted in the head.
We taking the collection plate out. Don't worry. We passing the collection plate.
Cash app is. Amen.
And so I allow her to be that at home so that I can be what corporate America will pay for.
Yeah.
Right.
Got
So
you.
I would just say, allow God to show you who you are.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times what for me, initially struggling with this decision, it was that I just didn't really believe how much God loves me. I just didn't really accept how much he loves me, because I know I don't deserve it. So you can't really love me that much.
Right. Yeah.
But when I really prayed and looked and said, you know what, your word says this is how you love me just as much as you love Christ Jesus.
Right.
Okay. If you love me that much, then you got a plan for me.
Right.
And if you churned in my stomach to make this decision, you know,
it's gonna win.
It can only work.
Absolutely. It can only work.
You're not gonna put our whole family in a situation where we're gonna struggle.
Right.
And so now, you know, we $40,000 extra additional dollars
Amen.
later on my income.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
It's God.
And then, you know, then he added more to, like, I've gotten 2 raises in the last 2 significant raises in the last
Come on now.
2 years since we made this decision.
Come on.
And like I said, our
Lack
margin,
no good thing.
our margin is higher than what it was before. So
that's that faith
this
walk.
is not for everybody.
It's a faith walk.
Because there's some journeys you can't take if you're not gonna go with God.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're not gonna take this journey with God, y'all keep on working.
Yeah.
Y'all both going out there and put that work in. Put that work create some margin for your household.
Until he tells you to do something different.
If you can trust that God really loves you and really has a plan for a family, step on this journey with him.
Step on it. Yeah.
He ain't gonna fail you.
Never.
I love it. Babe, what you got? What's your final? That I do. For real? Because I already know.
They were so deep on that side of the room. I didn't know what to do on a Wednesday. I don't know what to do.
I already know that once I say mine, you're going to come with, but I got something.
No, I need you to go first.
So you go first.
You sure?
Because you know she want to tie it off.
She going to. You know she going to. My final thought is going to be very simple because there's no way I can compare to
what just popped off.
What was just said.
The major nervous, you hit the mic.
I'm hitting the mic over here. It made me nervous. My final thought is simple. It's a partnership.
Absolutely.
It is a 3-way. To do it right, it is a 3-way partnership.
Yes.
It is Christ. It is the husband. It is the wife. The only way it's going to work is that you have to have that partnership and understand this partnership is tied together.
That's right.
You can't pull away from it. You can't be about your own agenda.
Your own feelings.
You have to be on one accord for it to work. And whether that's both parties working, that's one party not working.
Right.
You have to be on one accord and understanding that your spouse is not your enemy. Your spouse.
That's so strong.
Yes.
There you go.
Your spouse is not your. Now,
Absolutely.
They may be broken. They may be insecure. They may not know who they are, but they are not your enemy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the only way it's going to work is that you understand that you're in this together and that you have to be there for each other.
Absolutely.
That's going to be my final thought.
That.
There you go.
My final thought is that when it comes to, we're just talking about, you a hater. Hey, this is so many haters. Family. No, what I've heard today, and just to remind everybody that when we're talking about finance, it's just not finance. It's mental, it's spiritual, it's every single thing. So when you're having those conversations, just don't think it's a book. Just don't think it's a budget. Just don't think it's an income. It encompasses every single thing that we do. You know, and that's your final thought.
I love it. Swansons, we love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part. Yes, we love you guys. And you're coming back. You're coming back. So, family, be prepared for at least 2 more episodes.
Yes.
Part two of the single family income is coming.
That's coming.
And then After Dark episode is coming as well.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I love the sound effects.
Because when you do it, you got to do the After Dark.
That's when because when you do After Dark, you know, you just be like dark. But when you mean dark, it's real.
Yeah, it's real.
It's real. Go ahead, baby.
So, family, as always, we just thank you guys so much for listening. We thank you for being a part. However you're listening, whether it's iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play, whether it's iHeartRadio, or on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com.
Yes.
Family, remember, we are an interactive podcast, which means we can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all under Crenshaw Corner. And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. And as always, family, welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.